Here you go, Corey.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Corey Sondra with Alaris here to just do a quick update for you on the 401k plan. Let's get it pulled up here. We haven't got the new name up there yet. Somebody pointed that out to me already, so we'll get that changed. I'm here just to kind of do a quick summary of the plan, tell you how it works, and then tell you about a new feature that's coming to our website here in September. So I'm going to cover the contribution types that are permitted in your plan. We'll go over the employer contributions, talk about auto enrollment, online enrollment, and then talk about how you make changes to your savings rate. And then finally, talk about a new piece called financial wellness that will be here in September. So with that, in your plan today, you've got two types of voluntary contributions you can put in. You can either do the pre-tax option or the after-tax Roth. And really the difference there is pay your taxes now or pay them later. So with the pre-tax option, that means that you're going to put dollars into the plan voluntarily before those taxes are withheld from those monies. So they will go into the plan, they will grow, they will accumulate. Down the road, though, you will pay income tax on them when you draw them out someday. And any earnings that accumulate on those monies, you'll also pay tax on. So the pre-tax, you save some taxes today, but in turn you'll pay tax on those monies later on. With the Roth feature, that's an after-tax contribution. So that means you pay your income tax on the monies today before it goes into the plan. So then in turn you won't pay income tax on those dollars later on. And the extra benefit with the Roth is those dollars will accumulate, earnings on those monies will accumulate tax-free. So if you've got a few years to go ahead of you before you're going to be thinking about retiring, the Roth is probably to your benefit to use because it probably provides the best tax advantage from a distribution standpoint down the road. Any employer contributions that are going into the plan will always be considered pre-tax monies, so you'll always have to pay income tax on any of the employer contributions that are accumulated in the plan one day when you take them out. There are annual limits as to how much you can put into a plan, and these are set annually by the IRS. Presently, there's two limits. The first one being if you're under age 50, you can defer from zero up to as much as $19,000. And if you're age 50 or older, you can defer an additional $6,000, so that makes this total up to $25,000. Now, those limits are pretty high. We don't see too many people max out. So you do what you can, and hopefully you'll work on your savings rate over time to try to build that amount up that you're putting in on an annualized basis. As far as making changes, it's very flexible. You can change your savings amount at any time throughout the year. Basically, you go onto the website, you make your change either up or down, start, stop, restart, and that will take effect on the next payroll period thereafter. Now, on the employer side, Valley has a very competitive plan for you. It will compare very well against most employer plans in the area. Basically, there's two types of employer contributions that go in. The first one being a match, and Valley is matching you 100% on the first 4% that you defer. You can defer any amount you want, but the first 4% will be matched fully at 100%. It does get deposited each payroll period, so it goes in just like your deposits do throughout the year. And it is subject to a 6-year vesting schedule. So you do have to work here up to 6 years to own 100% of your matching account. Additionally, Valley puts in something called the discretionary contribution. And this is something most employers in the area don't do. But this is an additional 2% that goes in for you. It goes in throughout the year, and that also is subject to the vesting schedule. So it's basically 2% of whatever your gross wages are each time period that you are paid, they will deposit 2% into the plan on your behalf. It's not a match, they just put it in as a 2% contribution. About a year ago, Valley did put in something called auto enrollment. It's a feature that really just affects new employees as they become eligible for the plan, but on a quarterly basis, a new hire is eligible to enter the plan. We'll send them out an enrollment kit. That enrollment kit is your trigger to get started into the plan. You go onto the website, you get enrolled. If for some reason you just don't take advantage of that, you can always go to the website and say, no, I don't want to do it at this time. But if you don't even do that, if you just kind of skip over that function, Valley will start you with a 4% contribution going in. It's called auto enrollment. You can stop at any time if you want to. But most employees, if they've been auto-enrolled, have continued that contribution going in because they do get the full match on that 4%. Now, as those dollars come in, we've got to put the money somewhere. And so we use a default investment that's called a target date fund, and you'll see them listed down here at the bottom. So the target date fund is really a fund that really matches up well with your date of birth and how much risk you should be taking on with your investments. So depending upon the date range that you fall into, we would place the monies into one of these target date funds. And the premise of the target date fund is that it will start aggressive, it will move to a moderate mix, and then be very conservative later on. So by the time you get close to retirement age, that mix will be in the lowest risk exposure that you'll have had during the time that you've had the money going into the fund. You can change it if you want to, but I do believe most people that are in the target date fund have typically stayed with the target date fund. So they match your risk up well with your age, and it follows along as you move on throughout your career. So once you get that enrollment kit, you go online, you get started, you put in your amount, you put in your investments, and then there's a beneficiary form in your kit that you would want to turn into the HR department. As far as your current employees go, that's also how you'll go online to make your change to your contributions. Select either pre-tax or Roth, depending upon, or both if you want to do a combination, and then it would take effect on the next payroll period. Garth asked me to put together an example of two different employees, one who chose not to participate in the plan and just get the 2% a year, versus one who said, I'm going to get started right away and do a 4% contribution. How would they compare by retirement age? So our fact set is this: we took a 20-year-old just getting started, we used the salary of this, we gave them a 2% annual increase in their wage. So we got them putting 0% of their own money in, so correspondingly there wouldn't be a match. So their total contribution going in each year would be 2%. Now, by age 65, which we targeted as retirement age, with a 6% return, this money would have grown to just under $200,000, and with an 8% return, you could see about double that, just under $400,000. Now, that seems like a lot of money, and it is, but what we haven't taken a look at here is what has inflation done to my cost of living. So inflation is kind of that silent enemy that's always moving behind the scenes, and you and I are exposed to that when we go to buy our groceries, we go to buy a vehicle, whatever we're doing, it costs us more and more over time because inflation slowly pushes the increase of everything up by a slight margin, generally about 2 to 3% a year. If we applied that increase to a wage today of this, by age 65, this amount is going to be more than double. So that tells me that to have the same spending power at age 20 with $31,000, I need about $65,000 by age 65 to have the equivalent spending power. How long do you think this money is going to last if I need $65,000 a year to maintain my standard of living? Not going to last very long. So that's why it's important to get started doing some saving. One, you're going to try make sure that you've got a more comfortable retirement. Number two is you don't want to miss out on this match. That's money that Valley is willing to give to you. And the third fact is that the sooner you get started, the more you're taking advantage of time, helping those dollars compound over a longer period of years. Let's take this same example. We'll take the 20-year-old who decides to participate, and they're going to put the 4% in here. They're going to get their match, so they'll have a total of 10% going in. And you can see now the accumulation at retirement is significantly different. It's about 5 times what it is on the earlier example. And most of that is not due to a large amount of contributions going in. Most of it's due to earnings on that money over the number of years it's accumulated. So that compounded earnings has really made a big difference in the accumulation. And then here's looking at them side by side again. So you can see it's about 5 times more, but I didn't contribute 5 times more from a contribution standpoint over time. So it's earnings that's making a big difference here for me. So kind of the fact of the matter is you want to get started as soon as you can and hopefully go to work on that savings rate. It's your future. You want to do what you can to prepare for that. These are monies you're going to get back someday. So you want to take advantage of that sooner than later. As far as accessing your account, you do have web access to your account. If you have trouble getting in, haven't gone in before, don't know your password, your account's locked up, etc., our call center can help you out. They're there from 7 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. They're not there on Saturdays and Sundays, however. They can help you get online and get your access information if you need to get onto the website. For the new employees, we'll have instructions for you when you get your enrollment kit. I'm here locally. If you need to get a hold of me, my direct phone number here, I work at our Grand Forks office. Here's my email address. I do meet with Valley Memorial or Valley Senior Living employees from time to time throughout the year. So if that's something you want to do, give me a call. I'm happy to sit down with you. Especially as you're getting closer to retirement age, that's an important step that you're thinking about. If you need some help and want to just kind of look at things, we do that all the time with employees as they're getting closer to making that decision. I won't cover this page, but it is in one of the handouts I believe that you got. It's just some screenshots of some things you can do while you're on the website. And I'll finish up with this. I did want to tell you about a new piece of information. We've got a new segment called Financial Wellness that's coming on board here in September. You're going to be receiving an email about this, so you'll be getting a heads up on this. But I just wanted to kind of introduce the topic to you today. So financial wellness is really just a series of steps that helps you get a better picture of your overall financial well-being. So it looks at not only retirement, but other aspects of your financial life that you experience on a periodic basis. So kind of the 5 things that we would look at would be emergency savings, debt management. That would be things like mortgage, car loan, short-term loans that you're making payments on. Retirement planning, any of your retirement information will already be resident in there. But it would also pull in any other accounts that you might have at Alaris. If you bank with us, it'll pull in your checking, your savings, possibly an IRA account if you've got something like that. So it'll pull anything in related to your Alaris relationships. Insurance management would be things like, do I have life insurance? Do I have disability insurance? How am I doing with my health insurance? And then finally, if you've got a health savings account, you can have that there. But basically what it's going to do is we'll have a series of questions, 3 to 5 questions on each one of these categories. And then what it's going to do is take you into a scoring chart and show you how you score in each of those categories. And I'll show you more about that in a minute. Why do we think it's important to really have a grasp of how you're doing financially with all of the aspects of your financial life? Well, some statistics tell us a few things about Americans today. It says that 85% of Americans are somewhat anxious about their financial life. So they worry about things. You know, am I in a good situation? Am I going to be able to retire someday? How much should I be saving? Am I saving enough? How are my investments allocated? Does that make sense? So there's a lot of questions people have today about their future, and getting a handle on this is something that we hope to be able to help people more with. Another fact is a lot of Americans, it bothers them to the point where they lose sleep over some of this. So at some point in time, they're thinking about it at night and it's causing them sleep problems. We also know that 1 in 3 Americans has not really got anything saved for retirement. And you know, in a country like ours today, we would think that we've done a better job, probably of anywhere else, of educating people on getting to their future and how do they get there. But we've still got about 33% of our population that really hasn't done any preparing for retirement. So we've got to get better at helping people understand that and how they're going to get there someday. We also know that 2 in 5 Americans have some issues with their credit cards. They've gotten into a bind, they're kind of behind the 8 ball, and it seems like all they're doing is making their minimum payment each month. So it carries that debt out for a very long time. Easy to do. I think we do a fairly poor job in our schools educating people on how to manage money today. I think it's something that we need to step back and look at to see if we can get people a little bit more prepared as they go out into the world and get exposed to things like debt, credit cards, things like that. How do I balance my checking account, things like that. So I think we've got some work to do there. And then finally it says that 50% of Americans are unable to come up with $500 at a moment's notice. Think about yourself. If you've got a property and your fridge dies on you, or your car needs some repairs, do you have some money just kind of set aside in a side fund that you could access to take care of something like that? A lot of people don't have that. So it's something that we hope to help people just do a better job or get started on. So this would be a screenshot of one of the slides, what it might look like. I'll skip past this one here. So basically it's just getting an overall picture of everything that you have financially that affects your life today. And you can take it a little bit farther if you want to. You can set some goals. These are voluntary things, but you can set some goals for yourself. There is a budget feature there. And then there are some recommendations if you need some help in a certain category, it'll say, why don't you try this, or here's some ideas on how to do a little bit better on this part of your financial wellness. And this is just a picture of what one of those screens might look like. We call it the dashboard, but basically it shows what you got in each one of these categories. It gives you an overall picture here. And then here's your scores that you might have had based on the 5 categories. And then it gives this person got a thumbs up. So they're doing a pretty good job overall managing their financial things that are affecting them. So this is something that's coming in September, and like I said, we'll send out an email to you here shortly that'll tell you a little bit more about this. And then if you want to take it to the next step, once you're in there, there are a series of just simple steps you can follow, like first you do this. Once you've kind of met that one, then let's try getting here. Let's do this next. So kind of a path you can follow to get yourself a little bit more prepared. And basically the end result is to just help people feel a little bit better about where they're at and where they're trying to get to. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here, but I will just throw out a challenge is that if you're not enrolled in the plan, get started as soon as that opportunity becomes available to you. And if you are in the plan, has it been a while since you made any changes to your savings rate? You know, can you bump it up an extra 1%? A good time to do that is in conjunction with the pay raise. Kind of use that as an opportunity to make some changes to what you're trying to do. Again, so we'll just wrap it up here, but again, we'll hopefully get some information out to you here in about a week or so and tell you a little bit more about the MyAlaris financial. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah.